بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. We continue our discussion on the book of major sins, and we have reached a chapter called Bab Ma Ja fi Ifsha as-Sir, what has been reported from Quran and the Sunnah, or from the Quran and the Sunnah relating to spreading of secrets. Spreading of secrets. Meaning that what? If somebody tell you a secret and not tell you not to tell somebody else, what has been reported from the book or the Sunnah regarding this, meaning that what? From the major sins, to spread the secret that's told to you. So, what is secret? Let's start with that, inshallah. What is a secret? What do we understand by secrets?
Too many secrets.
Huh?
Secrets, a lot of secrets, no only one.
Yeah, what does it mean though?
What that mean?
What does it mean? Yeah, what's a secret? What do you mean?
Confidential.
Confidential. Okay, confidential. That's a good way to start. I want something there. When somebody tell you something, what is the intent of that person from you? To keep it. Now, to keep it and not.
They trust in you with information.
They trust in your information, and they hate that
Somebody else knows.
that somebody else knows. That's very important. They hate that somebody else knows this. And this is called. It's called.
Riba.
Huh?
Riba.
No, riba is. What's riba?
Riba, we are saying something,
Uh-huh.
let's say about you, but in the back of you with him, which you will not like if I tell you in front of you.
Riba is a little bit different. Riba
The
is.
secret is this, that if he asks me to, if he tell me something,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not telling to anybody, this is secret.
Yeah, that's okay. Right, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's correct. But riba is to say something about another person that the other person would not like if he hears about him. That's what riba is. So, in Islam, secret is another word. There's a word called is an amana. It's a trust. It's a trust. And what is the opposite of trust? Huh? Al-khiyana. Al-khiyana, naam, sahih. Yeah. Khiyana means the betrayer. To betray the trust, right? So amana is trust. Khiyana is to betray the trust. Right. So Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded in the Quran to keep trust. Allah Azza wa Jal commanded to keep trust. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, Allah said, Inna Allah amarakum and tu'addu al-amanati ila aliha, that Allah has commanded you to give the trust to the people. To give the trust to the people. In another verse in Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah said, Inna aradna amanata ala samawat wal ard wal jibal. And we presented the amana to the samawat and the heavens and the earth. فَأَبَيْنَا أَن يَحْمِلْنَاهَا, and they rejected it. وَأَشْفَقْنَا مِنْهَا, and they was afraid of this. وَحَمَلَ الْإِنسَانِ, but the human being, he took to amana. And amana here, as the scholars mention, is amana of deen, of a religion. There are different types of amana. The greatest of amana is the amana of the religion that Allah has bestowed human beings with. Allah blessed us with the religion of Islam. That if you fulfill it, if you establish the religion, for us is Jannah. We accept the religion because Allah created to worship Him. Allah created to worship Him. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created mankind and jinn except to worship me. So if you establish this worship, for us is Jannah, and if we betray the promise, if we break the trust, then we ask Allah to protect us. For those who break the trust, for the hellfire. وَيَذْ بِاللَّهِ. So the scholars mentioned there are different types of amana. The first one is worship, is the religion, meaning obedience to Allah and accepting the religion. The other type of amana is what we're talking about here. We're going to talk about it. This is what we're talking about. This is keeping secret. It's a type of trust. When somebody give you trust, tell you something, not to tell somebody else, it's for you to keep that trust. Another one is an amana that's connected to your children. Allah Azza wa Jal give us the children as amana so that we can look over them, we can teach them the religion, we can show them the right path, and so on and so forth. Many of the people, they don't give concern to this. The goal is to make sure that their children become the doctor and engineer. Is dunya is all they're concerned about. They don't teach them nothing from the religion. And Allah Azza wa Jal, the Prophet mentioned in the hadith, كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. All of you are shepherd. The children that we have, you can be asked about them. The Prophet said that all of you are shepherd, and all of you we ask about those who are in charge of. Those who are in charge of. Also, from the trust is the trust of the responsibility that you've been given. If you have a job, they employ you to do certain things, right? You take it as responsibility. They're paying you for the job, right? We know Surah Al-Mutaffifin, right? وَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ. Those Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Mutaffifin that woe to the mutaffifin. When they measure for the people, yastawfun, they want to get all their rights, right? They want to get paid. You work 40 hours, you want to get paid for that. But when you're giving back, are you giving back what? Are you giving back what are you giving back the right of the person, right? Some people, they work 40 hours, but at 40 hours, they barely do nothing. It's amana, right? They don't want to do anything. Huh?
If there's nothing I have to do.
If you don't have anything to do, well, if you don't have anything to do, then it's upon the person, it's upon the employer to make sure you have something to do. In terms of that, it means it's balanced because there's gray area in regard to that. Because you have some employers, they want to squeeze you to the bone, right? They want to squeeze everything from you, right? At the same time, you have some employees that they don't want to do anything. They just go to work. So it's a balance. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Fear Allah to the best of your abilities, right? When you go to work, you're getting paid for the job, do your job to the best of your ability. Now there are situations where they want to squeeze you to the, they want to break you down, like you're a slave to them. Now, but you do your best. You don't go all the way and try to kill yourself, but you do your job to make sure that the money that you pay for, you get, they get what they pay you for. Now, from the amana, from that which is connected, there is being a leader. What is the masajid? From the things that we see from this time that is so sad is that the people that have been put in charge of the masajid, they're not doing their job. From that is that sometimes they put people that are not even know what they're talking about in front of the people. put in front of people that don't know what they're talking about. Or they don't make the effort to make sure they're educating the community. Because there's the responsibility upon them. Those who are in Chandra Masajid, or those who even in your household too. From that, it's from al-amana, and so on and so forth. Also from your wealth, the money you have been given, it's amana for you. It's amana. Allah bless you. Allah didn't give some other people, but Allah bless you whatever He blessed you with, to see that whether you're going to use it in the obedience of Allah Azza wa Jal. Also, from the amana, from the trust, is the trust of our eyes, our strength, and so on and so forth. As we see nowadays, people, they use this to cash in. They can, they use their strength to be a boxer, to be an MMA fighter, right? This is not that. Whatever Allah give us is to be obedient to Allah Azza wa Jalla, not to do disobedience of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So the point is that amana is of different types. Trust is of different types. From your children, from your wealth, from being responsible for your household or the community, and so on and so forth. So what is connected here is the amana that's connected to secret. That you should not spread the secret. Our Sheikh Salih Fawzan hafidahullah, he said, "As-sir huwa al-amru alladhi la yuhibbu al-insan an yuttali'a ahadun alayh." He says secret is when it's something that a person does not want anyone beside the person who's being told to know about this. He says a person doesn't want anybody to know about this. وَهُوَ الْأَمَانَةُ عِنْدَ مَنْ أَفْضَى عَلَيْهِ بِهِ. So this is a trust on the one who is being entrusted with the secret. Somebody told you the secret, you keep it. فَإِذَا أَصَرَّ إِلَيْكَ أَخُوكَ سِرًّا وَابْدَهُ لَكَ. And your brother tells you something, and he opens up to you about something, فَالْوَاجِبْ عَلَيْكَ أَن تَحْفَظَهُ. And it's obligatory upon you to keep the secret. To keep the secret. فَلَا يُخْبِرِ أَحَدًا. And do not inform anyone. فَإِنَّ إِفْشَاهَتُهُ فَقَدْ ارْتَكَبَتْ كَبِيرًا وَخَانَ الْأَمَانَةِ. And if you do this, if you spread this secret, then you have fallen into a major sin, and you have betrayed the trust. Taib. So the Shaykh mentioned some of the author, rahimahullah, mentioned some of the verses from the hadith connected to this chapter. He said, hadith reported by Abi Sa'id al-Marfu', and he said, إِنَّ مِنْ أَشَرِّ النَّاسِ مَنْزِلَةً عِنْدَ اللَّهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ رَجُلٌ يُفْدِي إِلَىٰ إِمْرَأَتِهِ وَتُفْدِي إِلَيْهِ ثُمَّ يَنْشُرُ سِرَّهَا. He says, from the Kanasul Amana, he said, from the greatest of Amana, or the worst of people that in worst with Allah Azza wa Jalla Yawm al-Qiyamah, is a man. He have a relationship with his wife. This is a type of Amana as well too. He has a relationship with his wife, and his wife has a relationship with him. He said, then he spreads this. And just like sometimes the things that we see nowadays in this society we're in, where people will say, they will say some private, something private that's between husband and wife, they'll put it on TikTok, social media.
Kiss and tell.
And so on and so forth.
That's what they call it.
Kiss and tell? Okay. But it's from the things that is widespread nowadays with the advent of social media. Right? And from the things, and it's not only the Muslim are falling into that as well too.
I hope those are not secret. When you talk about secret, you should not transgress the rules of law, the rules of Allah.
What do you mean?
Like when what you cannot keep secret on those. Like for example, somebody commit a crime and come tell you.
Oh, you're talking about in that?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what that situation is. If it's going to be that it's going to lead to other people getting harmed, then it's wajib upon you to protect the people. But if the person say they committed crime, number one, it's for my deen not to expose your sins. Like a Jews, it's not permissible for a person to expose his sins and say, I did such and such. But if the person come to you, if a person tells you something that is bad that they did, as long as it does not mean that somebody else getting harmed and things like that, it's upon you to keep that and not tell anybody else.
How does the police come asking you about what he did?
If the police come and ask you about what you did, yeah.
Somebody tell you something, they say he did something,
Right.
and then police come and ask you
If you know something.
if you know something about what he did.
It depends on if you're a Muslim country or not, though. In this country, you don't have to talk about anything.
Well, you're talking about in terms of, it doesn't matter where you are. It's not about, whatever you are, the Sharia is what governs you, right? Whether you're here, and of course we spoke about something like that before. Whether you are here in a Muslim country, you are bound by the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, right? So from that aspect, yeah, if somebody come and tell you, if they ask you about somebody, then it's a point to keep that secret. It's a secret. The person tells you it's a secret to keep it. It's a secret. Now, so in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that a person, the worst of people, the worst of people, Yawm al-Qiyamah, is a person who he has a relationship with his wife. And he has the right to have the relationship. Then he went and go and spread it and tell it, oh, such and such, oh, she's so pretty, or she looked this, or this, all these details of stuff that happened between husband and wife, that a person, he put it, it spread out. This is the worst of people, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Right. So in another narration reported by a Muslim, the Prophet mentioned in the relation to this hadith, he said, Inna min a'zam al-amana, inna min al-a'zam al-amana, that this kind of affairs, or relationship, what happened between a husband and wife, is of the greatest of trust. That is not permissible that a person spreads it. Now, there are some situations as well. Of course, sometimes you may need to get advice on some issues, right? Like a woman, for example, maybe a husband can, he needs to get a medical advice for something like that, or a ruling regarding the situation that's connected to Islam, right? For example, a woman wanted to divorce a husband, and they're in front of the judge, and he said, because he's not able to perform, for example. This is it's a type of secret, right? But that in that place is permissible because that in that particular situation, it has to be known. It has to be known the reason for the divorce or something like that. So there's a ruling in Sharia that is known that ad-dururat تهبيل المحظورات, meaning that a necessity makes impermissible permissible. A necessity makes impermissible permissible, right? And of course, it's not for everybody to say, you know what? Nah, I'm going to start. No. It means that
To be extreme
it
situation.
has to be extreme situations. And as we know, in situations like, for example, and this kind of examples we given before, a person in the desert, there's nothing to eat, and the only thing there is pork, mathalan. If he doesn't eat this thing, he's going to die. In that particular in that kind of situation, it's permissible for him to engage in that.
It's
Huh?
a little bit.
Huh?
Just
Just a
enough.
little bit.
Just a little bit for him to survive. Now, Jazakallah khairan. It's very important. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, that فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَالْعَادٍ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. When Allah is talking about, حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمْ الْمَيْتَةُ وَالدَّمُ وَلَحْمَ الْخِنْزِيرِ. What Allah said that the dead animal has been made prohibited for you. And wadam, and blood. Blood. Of course, blood meaning blood that is not blood that is it's not blood that's cooked. It's not exactly that. It's just that the blood that is blood alone. Blood that's part of the meat is permissible. Now, the blood that you found within the meat is permissible. But the person just drinking blood, Shari'an is not permissible. It's not permissible in Islam.
What about blood that is cooked?
Like
Like it's
Like liver. Liver is blood.
the liver, you mean?
no, not liver.
La, it's not permissible. Blood is not permissible. To cook blood and eat it, nah. Liver is permissible. Even though liver is, you can argue, it's a type of blood. Now, you want to say?
I was saying, some people say that if it's not well done, that it's not permissible, like beef or like steak or something. If it's not well done,
So like if it's still pink.
I mean, it's not cooked. Not because you can get sick. Nah, from that aspect, a person can get sick from that aspect,
but
right?
they're saying because of the blood, it's not permissible.
No. That is permissible because that's a blood that's found with the meat. You can't, when you have meat, you can't totally get out of the blood. There's a amount of blood, and the scholars mentioned this, is that there's an amount of blood that is still going to remain with the meat.
Some restaurants in DC, they're owned by Ethiopian restaurants. They bring uncooked meat.
Yeah, I've seen somebody.
Ethiopians, they do that. They eat
Yeah, they
it.
eat
Yeah,
raw.
yeah,
They
cook
eat
meat.
raw. They eat raw beef.
But raw
Yeah,
beef.
they have medium, then well,
No, this is
rare is very bloody.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think that's what he's talking about. Something else, like
This is
raw meat.
not
Raw
cooked.
meat.
Raw meat.
Yeah, it's not cooked.
the meat when you slice empty, you cut the pieces, and they cut it, and they eat, and they drink with alcohol.
Wa'yadu billah.
They sell in the restaurant here in DC.
Yeah.
You can go like 9th Street.
Well, that's not permissible.
I've seen that.
Okay,
Right,
so
so
raw
rare-
meat is
Now-
not permissible. Raw meat.
Eating raw meat, it's not permissible. From the principle of the deen is that anything that's going to harm you is haram. It's not permissible for you to do it. Whatever is going to harm you, that's going to cause harm to your body, it's not permissible to do. So raw meat from that aspect is going to harm you. Obviously, it's going to harm you. It's not permissible to do that. Now, as Allah mentioned, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. La tahluka. Now, many of the verses like that do not kill yourself, right? Because from that is killing yourself. Also from that is that from a person smoking cigarettes. Scholars mentioned all of these verses, even though they don't have a specific, they're not really saying the particular, but the scholars use it as one of the principles that's connected to things like that. Type. Where are we? What's that something?
Whatever
Huh?
the meat.
The meat, yeah. So the meat that is connected, that is halfway cooked, of course, there's bacteria that's connected to that, right? From that aspect, it's not permissible to eat that kind of meat, right? Blood is not permissible. What else? trying to think what I was lost my train of thought. Anyway, على كل حال طيب, let's move on. I forgot what I was going to say.
Gambling also comes in it.
Gambling is not permissible. Now, gambling is not permissible.
It's Amr Shaitan, they say, right?
But you know, it is defined in Quran separately. Amar Quran, Shaitan and gambling and this blood.
But the man was saying, they're not described. Whatever hurt you, they don't say cigarette, they don't say drugs.
That gambling is described.
Gambling is mentioned.
Drink, they're described.
It's mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah.
Yeah.
But they say Amr Shaitan.
إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه لعلكم تفلحون. In Surah Al-Ma'idah mentioned that.
Afraid your health. When you use your house rent to gamble and you lost, you see, I afraid what your health.
Well, you lost a lot of money.
I can never do that thing. Never. You can't
It's
be
addiction, it's addiction.
So we were talking about
Trust.
we're talking about trust, but we were talking about something related to
Your body is a trust.
but we mentioned something about you were talking about the meat.
About the wife of this.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what it is.
Huh?
Was about we
No.
started from the wife.
The wife, when she goes to the court,
And then
she
just
tells the
moved
judge,
into that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but okay.
We got to that.
طيب. Okay. على كل حال, the point is that
the secret.
What is permissible
Trust.
due to a need? That's what.
what the permit? Yeah, now what is permissible to a need? That we're talking about the pork and things like that. That's what we're talking about now. So in that case, a person was found in the desert. He does not have any other option. Then it's permissible to engage in that thing to the extent that he needs to survive. So that is that. So in the case of a woman going to the court who want to explain to, or maybe to have, a parent of, but usually it is really restricted to those who need to know for this situation, like a judge, or like a court, or like a doctor. It's only restricted to those kind of situations. Anyone besides that does not really, you telling them doesn't really have any benefit, then it's not permissible. Right. So
It's permissible. It's also permissible if you're in the desert, you say, or you're in the ocean and in the boat, eat for 3 days. One of your friends die, and inside the boat, you don't have this and it's happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Plane crash.
Yeah,
Plane
that's
crash
what I'm
in
saying.
No,
In the mountain in Denver, Denver, Colorado, one time.
some of those things, even though they are rare, but they do happen in some situation. And wallahi, some of the principle that's connected to the deen of Allah is some of the people you will not even know how they're important until you find yourself in those situations. I mean, Allah tests us. That's known that we get tested. But it is important that we know some of these principles because they will come in handy when we need them.
Drink his pee.
Eh? No. Sahih. Even
Yeah,
Sheikh
happened this,
Imam Bukhari mentioned this. Imam Bukhari says he had to drink his pee for how many times? He mentioned a lot of times. Imam Bukhari, rahimahullah, he was traveling to seek knowledge of hadith. All right? There's no water, nothing to drink. All right?
The pee.
Drink his own pee.
He just don't pee
To survive.
to survive.
That happen now, and the people that the most refugee when they're traveling, run away from this place to this place in the desert, 3 days, 4 days, no food. They ask you, please, when you pee, make sure you give to me.
Subhanallah.
They teach you that in the military
Subhanallah.
to survive.
Yeah.
To drink pee in the military.
Yeah. If you're stranded somewhere and you have no water, because it's water in it, and you can't let it sit, because if you let it sit, bacteria will grow. But you do it right away. As soon as you let it out and you do it right away, you can survive.
Camel milk. They say it's a medicine. Camel peas, and they say.
No, it's known from the Sunnah now. Camel urine is known, and it's one of narration that one of the people They came to Medina,
Diabetes.
and the Prophet ﷺ commanded to drink the
The baby can milk.
urine as well too.
Urine.
And it's not even actually I always know that some of the Arabs they use the urine to work to let their hair grow as well too.
Yeah, I saw it.
Nah.
I think it's an
Yeah.
African tribe. that
Like
does
boy,
that.
like this.
The women, some of the Arab women they do that.
Yeah, I saw it's a tribe in Africa that does that.
Yeah.
They have like all these big herds of cow,
Now,
and they
type,
turn their hair blonde.
type. So let's move on. Let's move on, inshallah.
Like wash with the urine and it turn their hair blonde.
That's right.
In India, it's like that. Indian people, Hindu people, they do it. Yeah, yeah,
Type. We got we let's move on, inshallah. So the author rahimahullah mentioned in a hadith we're connected to keeping secret. I did report about Jabir radiallahu anhu marfu' and he says إذا حدث الرجل بحديث ثم التفت هي وهي أمانة. He mentioned narration by Jabir. He said if he tells a story, if he's telling something and it looks left and looks right, it has become a trust for you who hears that. Right? Meaning that if he looks around like, I'm going to tell you something. Right? He didn't tell you just look left and right. Right? It has been a manner for you that it's not permissible for you to spread it, to tell people. Taib. And so and also from amana is the characteristics of the believers. As Allah mentioned Surah Al-Mu'min. الذين هم والذين لأماناتهم وعدهم رعون. Right? Those that their agreements and their agreements and their trust, they give care to this. They protect us. Type. It says in a mention in a hadith, من سمع من رجل حديثا لا يشتهي أن يذكر عنه فهو أمانة وإن لم يستكتمه. It says, whoever hears a man, من سمع من رجل حديثا, whoever hears something from a man, لا يشتهي أن يذكر عنه, and if he does not want you to say, I'm the one that say it, right? Don't say it's me, right? People do that. He says, it is a trust for you. It's a trust. Even وَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَكْتِمْهُ, even if we did not try to hide it, right? If I say something right now to all of us here, and I say to you, don't say you heard it from me, right? It has become what? It's a trust and a manner. It's not permissible now to go and spread it. Type. I think we have. Let's quickly, inshallah. So that's about the chapter. Then the Shaykh mentioned to the next chapter, Bab ma ja fil la'n al-Muslim. What has been reported regarding cursing a Muslim and swearing on a Muslim. This is also from the major sins. From the major sins. Of course, we spoke before about a person, a Muslim cursing in general. Some Muslims, they like to use all kind of languages. It's not from the way of a Muslim that use S word, F word, and all these other words that is known in the society that we're in. Or even not even the society, other countries too. Right? Other languages have curse words or swear words and so on and so forth. This is not permissible for a Muslim to engage. Some people do it because when they get upset, right? They can control their tongue, get upset and start cursing at people and so on and so forth. It's not permissible. Now it is connected now. This chapter is connected to a person cursing another Muslim. Cursing another Muslim. in a hadith that is ascribed to the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ said, "La'nul mu'min ka qatlihi." It's a cursing or cursing a Muslim. It's like killing him. Right? It's like killing him. And of course, what it means a curse? What does it mean? What does it mean la'an? What does that mean?
Expelled from the mercy of Allah.
To expel from the mercy of Allah. A person says that may Allah, may Allah curse you, billah, right? Or may Allah like something like that.
May
It's-
Allah break your back.
well, it depends on what is intended by that, right? If he's intended that Allah break his back, of course it's not permissible. Yeah, and he said curses well too, but yeah, it can be of different levels, right? It can be of different. It can be what is intended by it, but of course it's not permissible for a person to make dua against another Muslim without justification.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
Now.
Is that? Well, no, I was gonna ask. Was it making dua against somebody? Was that a part of that?
A person who harm you or did something to you, then it's permissible for you, even though it's better for you not to make dua against the person. As Allah mentioned in Surah Nisa, لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. That it is not permissible that a person, Allah does not love, Allah does not want to utter evil speech. And from evil speech is what? Cursing a person, illa man dhulim, except the one that has been oppressed. So if a person oppressed you, right? Maybe someone took your money or somebody did something to you, it is permissible for you to make dua against them. Also from the hadith of Mu'adh, when the Prophet sent him to Yemen, he said, وَاتَّقُوا دَعْوَةَ الْمَظْلُومِ. He said, fear the dawah of the oppressed. When he said, do not. When he was talking about the zakah, he said, do not take from much of their. Do not take the best of what they have. Take in between that. Meaning that if you want to take zakah from their wealth of the people, because the Prophet sent to Yemen, he said, do not take best of their properties, and do not take the worst of but take in between that. And he says, be aware of the dawah, of the dua, of the oppressed, because between that there's no hijab, there's no boundary between that and Allah Azza wa Jal. So the point is that from that aspect, it is permissible for a person to make dua, but even with that, it's even better that a person do not make dua against that person. It's better, right? But a person with patience is better. Make dua that Allah give you back your right. It's better than you making dua against that person, right? Of course, we mentioned in the chapter before that a person, if you curse a person, that the curse, it goes to the heavens, as the hadith mentioned, it goes to the heavens, and goes to the earth, and the person does not deserve. It's going to come back to you. If you swear against the person, all right, and the person does not deserve it, it will come back to you. So the Prophet mentioned in this hadith, he says that cursing a Muslim, it's like killing him. It's like killing him. And the author, he brought a verse. He says, like killing him. And what is the reward of a person who kills another Muslim? Allah mentioned that in Surah Al-Nisa. In Surah Al-Nisa, verse 93, Allah says, وَمَنْ يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا فَجَزَاؤُهُ جَهَنَّمْ. He said that whoever kills another believer intentionally, then his reward is Jahannam. His reward is Jahannam, خَالِدًا فِيهَا. He will be there forever. وَغَضِبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ. and Allah is angry with him. وَلَعْنَهُ, and Allah curses him. وَعَدَّ لَهُ عَذَابًا عَظِيمًا, and Allah has prepared for him a tremendous punishment. So this is the reward of the one who killed another believer intentionally. Right? Sheikh Salih Fawzan, he says, فَاللَّعْنَ الْمُسْلِمِ مِثْلُ قَتْلِ فِي الْإِثْمِ. He says, cursing a Muslim is like killing him in terms of sin. He said, نعم هو لا يوجب القصاص. He said, yeah, it's not like it does not require qisas. We know qisas, right? Qisas is blood money, like you getting like, the person is killed in return for the person who killed, right? That's qisas. Justify revenge in terms of the now. So he says, it's not that, the Shaykh says that it does not necessitate that the person is being killed back, but in terms of these sins, right? The sin is like that. He said, لَكِنَّهُ مِثْلُ الْقَتْلِ فِي الْإِثْمِ. So he is like a person killing in terms of sins, but even though the killing him in terms of, in reality, does not apply. He said, لِأَنَّكَ إِذَا قَتَلْتَ فَقَدْ خَرَجْتَهُ مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ. He said, because if you kill him, you took him out of life. As I say, you unlived him, they say, right? Right? If a person actually kill a person, you take him out of life. He doesn't have no life anymore. وَإِذَا لَأَنْتَ فَقَدْ خَرَجْتَهُ مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Meaning that if you curse him, you have taken him away from the mercy of Allah. Right? So it's like that. So there's a resemblance, right? So he said that's, so Sheikh mentioned from that aspect. So it's not permissible for a Muslim to curse another Muslim, and that is from the major sin. I think we should stop there, inshallah. But the next chapter, just to mention, هذا باب ذكر تحقده في الأموات. This is what is reported regarding, speaking or cursing the dead. Right? Some people, they like to curse the dead. Right? It's not permissible. And inshallah, we'll mention a hadith that's been mentioned that regarding that next week, inshallah. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.
You said it's not permissible to curse the dead. Right?
To curse the dead, yes.
Okay. Someone is owing me like $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
I took him to court.
Mm-hmm.
No, I tried to get my money.
Mm-hmm.
He lied.
Mm-hmm.
He went to court.
Mm-hmm.
He lied. I know he's owing me money. Due to that, my business ran down.
Mm-hmm.
Some years later, and I heard that the person is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, so the person is dead, but may Allah put him in hellfire and get my money back. So if truly when we die, we're going to get our things back.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, even I'm on my way to paradise right now.
Right.
And if I forgive him, he's also going to enter paradise. I will defend to enter hellfire because I get money. So, have I, you know what he did to me?
Now, some of the things, it's serious stuff. Some of this is really happening in reality. No, go ahead.
So, that kind of a person,
Mm-hmm.
see the kind of thing that he did to me, is it permissible for me to curse him or not after he died?
Wallahi,
So basically, he's saying he oppressed you.
He oppressed me, and oppression is of two types. You can be oppressed and you still good.
Mm-hmm.
You can be oppressed and it destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
So he oppressed the guy and also destroyed the guy. And later on, the guy heard that he died, and he cursed him, and he still wish him hellfire.
Well, it is your right. It is your right if you want like this. It is your right. But there is a hadith, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told that
Sallallahu.
if you are on right, even then you are leaving your right for me, I will pay you at the time of Qiyamah, at the time of justice. And at that day, you really require something from him. You will say, okay, I will leave everything, but Allah will say, no, he did not leave in dunya, so I punish that person in the hellfire, so now you will get nothing from Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or Allah. So if you need, you will be desperate over there, and to get something out of at that time. So better to forgive. Better to forgive.
Okay.
But it is your right if you want him to be in hellfire.
Okay.
It is your right. You
I
can
get
do
your
it.
point. Now, I want to split it into two. He said it's not good to call the third person. Assuming the person that oppressed me is not a Muslim, can I curse him or her? Number one. Number two, he said it's my right. As if he's a Muslim, I should let it go, right? Allah is going to reward me back. Now, assuming, because out of the anger, out of the situation I find myself, maybe the thing is so crazy that it affected the guy's family, and I've caused him already. Maybe later on, things have started coming back, and I had lecture that, I shouldn't have caused him that. And I just feel pity, So, am I still going to get the reward back? But the first one, if it's not a Muslim, can I cause the person?
If it's not a Muslim, if it's not Muslim, it's still not permissible for you to curse the person. As the hadith was going to mention, the Prophet mentioned, let me just mention hadith now. It says, لا تسبوا الأموات فإنهم قد أفضوا إلى ما قدموا. He said, do not curse the dead because they have proceeded to what they have put forth. Right? Meaning that they're going to get what they have put forth. So, and it's from, usually this kind of situation is something that, maybe in regard to the situation you mentioned where, maybe there's something, it seems like the person stole your money, but in reality, they did not steal your money. Maybe something happened. Maybe the business failed. And in your mind, you think that the person ripped you off, right? The position of a Muslim is to always take the position of safety when it comes to our affairs. As the Prophet mentioned in the hadith, إِنَّ الْحَلَالَ بَيِّنْ وَالْحَرَامَ بَيِّنْ وَبَيْنَهُمَا أُمُورٌ مُشْتَبِهَاتٌ. That the halal is clear and the haram is clear. In the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi, right? Between them are affairs that are doubtful in affair. They are doubtful. The Prophet mentioned in that hadith that Man taqa shubhat istabra lidini wa irdihi. Whoever stay from a doubtful affairs, because some of these things they are very doubtful, right? I'm not sure, should I do it or not do it? Whoever stay away from doubtful things, he protected his honor and his religion, right? So a person always want to try to make sure that some of these things, you don't take the, you don't want to go to gray area, exactly, right? You don't want to go. The person who stole your money, Yawm al-Qiyamah, you get your right back without you cursing him. So you get your right back, right?
Minimum 10 times.
Huh?
Minimum 10 times you will get over there. If he has done something wrong with you once, you will get 10. If you are living over here in dunya. So Allah is not saying that he's a Muslim to leave him or a non-Muslim to don't leave him. No. Allah is saying anybody.
Yeah.
If you are
But if I
living
curse him,
over-
I'm not getting anything back.
Huh?
Right? If I curse him, I'm not getting
you
anything back.
were angry. Actually, in Quran there is a word for heart is afida also. Afida. Afida means the heart full of feelings. If you are angry, your reaction will be different. If you are in sorrow, your reaction will be different. If you are happy, your reaction will be different. But if you have nothing in your heart, Your reaction is different. If you have $1,000, you can give something to anybody. But if you are angry with somebody, you will not give him $1. So Allah is saying that I will test you when you will be in afida, full of